Many times when we are first contacted by a client, they walk into our office or speak to us on the Zoom and tell us that they have no idea how they were exposed to asbestos. Sometimes those clients will tell us that they know exactly the one way that they were exposed to asbestos. And sometimes they might know multiple ways that they were exposed to asbestos. A good lawyer who specializes in mesothelioma cases is going to go through your entire life and work history, regardless of whether you know how you were exposed, you don't know how you were exposed, you know multiple ways you were exposed to asbestos. And there are a variety of reasons for that. One is we often represent clients who had massive exposures to asbestos, but because the products didn't say they had asbestos in them, they had no idea and still have no idea that they worked around asbestos products. And we help ferret that information out by talking to them. So just because you don't know your own asbestos exposure history, talking to a knowledgeable lawyer may get that information to the surface. And you may not realize, for example, that a family member that you lived with had asbestos exposure and brought it home on their clothing, or you used products in school that had asbestos in them. So talking to a lawyer, if you don't know how you were exposed to asbestos, may help bring that information to light. If you know exactly how you were exposed to asbestos, any good lawyer is still going to go through your life history and work history for two reasons. Number one, the more exposures that we identify, the more opportunity we have to get a recovery for you and protect your rights and make sure we're doing the case in the right way. So even though you may have one specific memory of being exposed to asbestos, you may have been exposed in other ways that would be helpful to the case. The second reason for going through your whole history is that the companies involved in the case are going to do that too, because what they do is try to blame other people for your mesothelioma. And unless your lawyer knows as much about you as possible, they're not going to be able to defend and protect you in the right way, while these companies that caused your mesothelioma are looking to deflect blame to other companies. And lastly, if you were exposed in multiple ways, it's important that your lawyer knows that. Because again, oftentimes the more exposures to asbestos that you've had, and remember, mesothelioma can be caused by cumulative asbestos exposures, not just one incident. You can be exposed to asbestos in many ways, and each one of them be a contributor to your mesothelioma. And generally, the more ways in which you were exposed to asbestos will help your lawyer make the best case for you.